said keys are to the glory days at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time. Welcome to the show. Ronnie Bell is the player we're going to be talking about and how he fits in with the 49ers. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's going to be tough to make this 49ers team at the wide receiver position. But Ronnie Bell's got a specific set of skills. Yes, specific set of skills that can help him potentially make this roster. But it's not going to be easy. Like I said, there's a lot of really good players at the wide receiver position. But the 49ers don't always draft for what they need right now. They also draft wide receivers for what they need in the future. We're going to be talking about exactly how Ronnie Bell fits the San Francisco 49ers and what Kyle Shanahan can come up with and the vision for Ronnie Bell within this offense and also within the special teams unit, because I'm sure Ronnie Bell will be asked to play special teams as well. We'll also hear a little bit from John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, and his position coach as well, as they talk to Ronnie Bell on the phone. You get an idea of the types of traits that they like from Ronnie and exactly, what he's going to mean to this offense. You're always trying to figure out exactly how each player's specific skill set fits within the 49ers offense, not only as it regards to other players on the roster, but also the things that Kyle likes to come up with the talent that he uses. And Ronnie Bell is kind of a prototypical style of wide receiver for the 49ers as far as size. 6 foot tall, about 190 pounds. He'll probably get up to around 200 pounds. He's a physical player, a good catch, a run after the catch player. So those things always trend towards 49ers. You throw in the fact that he's got a really good wingspan, and that means he can go up and play even bigger than his stature would be. So let's talk about exactly what Ronnie Bell can do for this 49ers offense. Being the size that he is, being the guy that can change directions the way he can, he obviously fits into what the Ray McLeod role would be. The 49ers have decided over the last couple of years, and if you were on the channel last year, I talked about how the 49ers were looking for specific types of players within their 5 wide receivers. Now, they could easily keep 6, and in that regard, I think Ronnie Bell would have an easier chance making this football team. Well, let's kind of go through those to figure out exactly how Ronnie Bell fits. Number 1, Deebo Samuel, the Swiss Army knife that can do absolutely everything. You need one of those players within Kyle's offense. He's got 2 now with Christian McCaffrey at the running back position, but he wants that guy that can run the counters, run the reverses, line up in the backfield, find matchups, motioning out of the backfield, and he can do that with Deebo. Brandon Ayuk, the traditional X receiver out on the outside, that can beat press man coverage and win one-on-one matchups on the outside, all the while still being a really a good catch and run wide receiver. He can go across the middle. He can go vertical. He can do it all. Having those 2 individuals as your number 2, 1 and 2 receivers is very important for the 49ers and how Kyle wants to attack. But then after that, he wants a power slot. He had tried to do that with Jalen Hurd. Jalen Hurd did not work out. He got hurt, wasn't unable to play. He did it with Jordan Reed, tight end in 2020. Maybe he's going to do that with a little bit with Cameron Latou. If you haven't watched my video on that, go back and check out Cameron Latou's role and how he's going to be fitting in the 49ers offense. But then you get Juwan Jennings, and Jennings has been very perfect for this role because Kendrick Bourne, who the 49ers used in that role before, didn't have the physicality that Jalen has been able to play with. Juwan Jennings has been able to play with. Jennings was absolutely fantastic blocking. He's one of the top 5 wide receivers in blocking, and that was important because the 49ers could put teams in their sub packages, their nickel and dime, and then use Juwan Jennings to block a smaller cornerback and get a really big advantage for the run game or in a quick screen game. It's been very impactful for the team, so they need one of those power slot types. Jennings fits that. What was going to be added last year, we talked about it a lot during free agency, was a player that could also do some of the gadget stuff that Deebo Samuel does, but also was very good in the quick screen game, catching the ball over the middle, converting on 3rd down, and that was Ray McLeod. Ray McLeod, 5'9", 190 pounds. Ronnie Bell, 6 foot, 190 pounds. Speed, Ray McLeod, 4.44. Ronnie Bell, 4.54. So there's a little bit of a speed difference, but not a whole lot. Both of them get in and out of their breaks on routes really quickly. So they're pretty similar. And then they got the fast guy, Danny Gray, that can take everything vertical, stretch the defense. He's one guy that can take a slant, catch it over the middle, and take it to the house. He's got that dynamic playmaking ability because of speed. So the 49ers have very specific roles. We've talked already about Cameron Latou potentially going into some of the Juwan Jennings role as Juwan Jennings somewhat translates out over the next couple of years due to his money and contract. Now you also have to figure out Ray McLeod. If you're going to pay Deebo Samuel the money that you're paying him, and you're going to pay Brandon Ayuk $14 million next year because they've exercised his fifth-year option, you have to be able to supply the other positions. So how do you do it? Well, you go ahead and you get players through the draft. And Ray McLeod is a player they signed in free agency that they probably can't afford to keep around in the next couple of years. He came to the 49ers to maximize his potential and then go out on the open market and find the money. Well, we're getting to that end. This is going to be his last season potentially in San Francisco, and they have to find a replacement. And Ronnie Bell is a really good potential replacement for Ray McLeod. He can make plays in the backfield. He can return the football. That's right. He's good in the special teams game, but he also is good with the ball in his hands after he catches as well and is able to convert. He's got a little bit more of a height advantage on Ray McLeod, but not as dynamic as him right now. Ray McLeod was pick 187 in the 6th round for the Pittsburgh Steelers back in 2018. Ronnie Bell, 7th round pick 253 for the 49ers. So you see there can be value in these late round picks. Well, Ronnie Bell's going to have the biggest obstacle is being able to make this roster. There's going to have to be decisions at other positions to potentially determine whether the 49ers will keep 5 or 6 wide receivers. If the 49ers keep 5, it's going to be very difficult for Ronnie Bell to be on the 49ers active 53-man roster. They could, however, plan on putting him on the practice squad, protecting him, and keeping him there in case of an injury or in case they need him during the season. We've seen them promote wide receivers throughout the year of 2021 and 2022 and bring guys up to help with special teams. Last year, Willie Snead was one of those guys. So they could go that route with Ronnie Bell. But how Ronnie Bell fits within this offense is really simple. He fits the Ray McLeod role. He can make plays in the backfield. He can line up and do the Deebo things if needed. Is he going to do them at Deebo's level as far as reverses, counters, that sort of thing? Absolutely not. He's just, Deebo's a special player. But what you're looking for is somebody that can fit the Ray role, that can do the Deebo things when Deebo's not on the field, not to that level, but also can catch the ball and convert when he's the 4th wide receiver on the field. And I think that versatility is what Kyle Shanahan likes within his offense. He also likes tough, gritty football players that can continue to push and get extra yards. Plus, you want to get the rock, you got to be able to block, and Ronnie Bell can definitely block. So let's listen to what John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, and the wide receiver position coach had to say to Ronnie Bell and what Ronnie Bell's responses were on the phone call.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hello.
Hey, buddy. It's John Lynch from the 49ers.
What's going on?
We're going to make you a 49er, all right? We love the way you play, man. We love your toughness, your grit, your physicality, man. You play like we like our guys to play, and we're fired up to have you a part of our team.
Yeah, I know it's been a long wait, man, but you're in a place that really values you, man. We love your game. Respect the hell out of how you play, and now it's time to come here and earn a job, all right?
That's right.
No, man, we pumped to have you, man. Like I told you before, man, big fan of your game. Love your mentality. Love what you do on that field, man.
They're very impressed with his game. They know how he goes about it. The way he plays is fun. If you go and watch any film on Ronnie Bell, you can see he's a San Francisco 49er fit. It's all written in his play, the toughness, the grittiness, the way he catches the football. It's got really good hands, his good route running. There are some things, of course, about his game, just like all the prospects, that can get a little bit better. He can get better at sitting down in zone. He kind of runs through it sometimes because he's wanting to get from A to B so quickly. Getting that feel and finding locations to sit down are going to help him in Kyle's offense, but that's something he's going to learn. He's going to be able to get that feel. It's not out of the question for him to learn that. I think the 49ers are getting a really good wide receiver here to come in and compete. And all the while, what they're hoping is develop him into a eventual replacement for Ray McLeod. You have to make sure you're bringing in guys that can have a similar skill set to the guys you have right now. If Ray McLeod goes down with injury, you have Ronnie Bell slotted in. If Juwan Jennings goes down with injury, you have Chris Conley on the roster that you can slot in, a big-bodied wide receiver that's good and physical at blocking. You have to make sure that you ensure and insulate yourself in case of injury, all the while making sure you're building for the future. As contracts come up, you can put new players into those situations. Are the skill sets going to be identical? No. Are they going to be as good as the other player in certain areas? Maybe not, but maybe they're better in other. And the way that you continue to build your roster and sustain this winning culture and winning team is to continue to bring players in. Even as you lose players, you have to continue the process of that winning football. Replacing big-time players is not easy, but it is a necessity to be considered one of the best organizations within the league. And the 49ers have done this consistently, and Ronnie Bell is another player that can do it. So we know what the fit is going to be, the tough grittiness, right? Those are things that they've said about Juwan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne, Ray McLeod, but you see the skill set trends less away from Juwan Jennings and more towards Ray McLeod and what that role is. So Ronnie Bell fitting in this offense is simple. He's going to be a guy that converts on third down if asked as the fourth wide receiver, can get the ball on a counter play or get the ball in a fly sweep, and he can make something happen. He can catch a quick screen and get upfield when Debo or Brandon Ayuk need a break. He can do those types of things, and then he's got that physicality about him to break a couple tackles and get first downs. Now, he's not physical like Debo to be able to get away, or Juwan Jennings with pure strength to be able to power through, but he's shifty. What he also does is add to your special teams game. Ray McLeod right now is the number one kick returner, but now you have Ronnie Bell. He could potentially fill that role if needed. Something happened to Ray McLeod, you put Ronnie Bell in there, he takes over the kickoff and punt situations, and you're good. That's what they did last year with Willie Snead. He would handle punt in some cases, but now you wouldn't have to do that. You'd have a young guy that could eventually take that role over. So he could eventually be the full replacement for Ray McLeod, not only in special teams, but also as the fourth wide receiver. I think it's a really exciting role that Ronnie Bell's going to get to fill, and I think the 49ers, once again, find a player with tremendous value in the 7th round. If you would have told me that Ronnie Bell went in the 5th round, I wouldn't have batted an eye. I think that is what he showed in his college career, that he has that kind of ability. The 49ers struck on a really good player here in the 7th round. Will he make an impact on the team in 2023? I think that's a little bit more to be determined because it's going to be very tough at the position he's at. It's not a joke to make the roster at the wide receiver position for the San Francisco 49ers. So Ronnie Bell is a really good football player who does a lot of things good, and he's going to come in and compete. And it's going to be a fun training camp to watch. And we'll see if Ronnie Bell is able to crack the 53-man roster or if he's going to be a guy they stash for 2024. But we're not going to find that out until we get there, and I can't wait for the process. Ronnie Bell will definitely be somebody the 49ers are excited about, and I'm excited about how this team is shaping up and looking. We've been through almost every prospect. Still have Jalen Graham to come. That will be coming up pretty soon. But I'd like to thank you all for watching, liking the video. I really appreciate the likes that you give to the videos. It means a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Lots of subscriptions lately. Really appreciate the support as we continue to work through these draft picks, get into the undrafted players, and also Thursday, do a live stream about the schedule release. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Come back through. Join. We'll have a lot of interaction, a lot of fun in the live stream as we talk schedule release. Thank you guys so much for watching. But until the next one, stay safe and remember the right way is always the 49ers way.